Hello everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to head on over to the Cranach System. This is where Kiava is, and we have a couple of quests there. We have to bring Heinrich there, so we might lose him as a party member. And then we also have to deal with the disrupted shipments from Kiava Gamma. We may expend a point to make this particular travel easier. Here we go. During the period designated as the night shift, the air throughout the ship suddenly turned stale. Those who were awake reported feeling incredibly tired. Those who were asleep later reported having horrible nightmares. Seneschal Abelard was found in his quarters in a trance-like state. He was pacing the room and talking to an unseen interlocutor, asking the same questions over and over. Why won't the fever break? And does the esteemed Churchian have the faintest idea what he's doing? Then he sat by the bed for a long time, clutching the sleeve of a void suit, and repeating, "Everything will be all right, son." With great difficulty, the enforcers managed to return the Seneschal to his senses. By the order of Seneschal Wasserian, the report on this incident has been erased from the ship's logs. Well, that's just one of those things that happens when we do this kind of warpy stuff. Okay, so there is a rumor that we are close to the calamity on the industrial worlds. Okay, well, let's go ahead and check our journal real quick and see what that rumor could possibly be. This one. Accounts vary in the details, but they do agree on one thing. On Kiava Gamma, a world owned by the Rogue Traders dynasty and rich in ore and minerals, some kind of catastrophe has occurred. Now, if we look at the quests that we have for this particular place, here, reclaim what was lost. The Von Valencius Protectorate has been destabilized by the disturbances in the warp, and of course trade and transport routes have been affected. So we're trying to restore all of the links. But we have to deal with these disrupted shipments that are coming from Kiava Gamma. And the companion quest, that's called Secret of the Cult. Heinrich has some information. So let's take him here and see what's going on. He needs to go to the Manufactorum, Kiava Gamma, Cranach. Let's visit. Master Victus. Lord Captain, according to telemetry, we are in the system of Kiava Gamma, the main industrial world of the Von Valencius dynasty. However, our astropaths report that attempts to contact Governor Kaprak have been unsuccessful. But wait. The Voxmaster is silent for a few seconds. Lord Captain, a new report. Kiava Gamma is sending a request to exchange data. Should we accept it? Yes. Accept the transmission. As you command. The Voxmaster switches to a nearby comm channel to relay your instructions to the crew. For several minutes, nothing happens. Suddenly, a deafening screech erupts from the bridge's Vox system. You hear violent tirades of garbled Benharic code like the low chuckles of machinery. Lord Captain, interference detected in the counterpartment's Vox system. Looks like the bridge is cut off from the rest of the void ship. Okay. So this is a journal entry. Start of the recording. The void ship's bridge. Sounds of working cogitators and officers' footsteps. The everyday scene is interrupted by an ear-splitting beeping sound, followed by lumens going out. In the dim glow of candles and emergency lights, one of the officers in frame cries out. Another falls to her knees, clutching her head. Over the beeping of voxes, shouts can only just be heard. What's going on? The doors are locked. We've lost contact with all compartments. One of the bridge officers turns to the throne. Lord Captain, the Vox stations are malfunctioning and overloading the system. None of our outgoing transmissions are getting through. The incoming ones that do are distorted. Well, the Lord Captain gives the order to decipher the incoming transmission at all costs. Yeah, we need to know what's going on. Proceed. A team of decryption experts gets to work. Data tethers are inserted into sockets as they connect to the cogitators. One of the Vox clerics leans over the console. Another is writing something on a piece of parchment. But then she bursts into maniacal laughter and stabs herself in the eye with a steel quill. Another scream, a tech priest, who was mid-prayer, tears himself to pieces with his own macandendrites. More and more lunatics are mutilating themselves and lunging at others. Portion of picked recording damaged after contact with unknown object. An enforcer shoves a rabid servitor away from the Lord Captain as she... I don't know if killing everybody that's having issues is wise. She can execute just one. Rushes to help the crew. I don't know. Let's exterminate all of the people who are freaking out. The next few seconds of the servo's skull picked contains nothing but flashes and gunshots. When the sounds of the massacre died down, the lunatics have been destroyed, as well as some of the sacred cogitators, oculi, and consoles on the bridge. Scrap code. The voice belongs to the on-deck engine seer who has turned to the Lord Captain from his station. We have been attacked with scrap code, a tech heresy designed to corrupt machines. The transmission received from the planet was infected with this taint, and it is now running through the ship's veins. Omnissiah, preserve us. The Voidborn officer appears before the Lord Captain once more. Whatever it is that is attacking us, we have a backup procedure that can circumvent the Vox barrier. In the atrium leading to the bridge, there's a terminal for an isolated system that might still be unaffected. Uh-oh. A loud pop. The pipes over the officers' heads burst, and a blast of hot air flings the Voidborn away from the Lord Captain, his body slamming straight through a cogitator panel. The picked frame spins uncontrollably. The servo's skull was jolted by the gust. The picked recorder fogs over, the Vox picking up the crackling of electricity and a death cry. Gas on the bridge! A junior attendant shouts and instantly doubles over, inhaling the poisoned air. The rogue trader gives the order to evacuate. Don't try that. The rogue trader personally oversees the evacuation. Bring the plasma cutters. Get the wounded to the exit. The officers repeat her orders. When the servo skull following the rogue trader reaches the doors, they fall to the plasma cutters and crumble outward. The rogue trader is the last to leave the bridge. Leading on a support beam, the rogue trader takes several deep breaths, trying to flush her lungs with air. Then she straightens, smooths her uniform, and heads towards a goal known only to her. The servo skull follows. The atrium is in a state of panic. The silhouettes skitter about in the dark hall, illuminated only by the flickering of emergency lumens. Curt orders and someone's feverish words of prayer can be heard. Having lost all communication, the beheaded ship is writhing in agony. It takes a while for Lord Captain to find the cogitator mentioned by the fallen officer. The panel of the isolated terminal is riddled with cracks and bloodstains, and on the floor by the terminal, a tech priest is lying in a heap with his head smashed and technical liquids mixed with blood oozing out of his ports. The Lord Captain decides to take her chances and restore the terminal. Nice. The rogue trader rips the power key off the tech priest McCann dendrite and opens the cover on the terminal. Sparks fly into her face, but she's confident in her manipulation of the tangled wires and clanging levers. After replacing the cover and ensuring that the system is restored, the Lord Captain brings up the required data on the screens. The maintenance bay is sending out hundreds of desperate distress calls that have gone unanswered up to now. When the machines went out of control and started turning people insane, the others, driven by some hateful and paranoid logic, started butchering the servants of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The tech priests have sustained heavy losses, but the remains of the cult are still holding the line. Out of everything that's happening on the ship, the situation in the maintenance bay is the direst. Uh-oh. The Lord Captain knows where help is needed. She decides to, let's send the officers first. The rogue trader contacts several officers via Vox and orders them to deal with the most critical situation on the ship. Let's go back to the bridge. Victus, Lord Captain, the situation has been brought under control, more or less. It will take some time to eliminate the consequences of the attack completely, but the vessel is capable of motion. We may even be able to conduct a warp jump if you feel we should leave. Allow me to bring you up to date. All right. Fortunately, the bridge suffered minor loss. The reports mention only a few casualties that have already been replaced. Oh, well, that's good news. What's the bad news? Well, the panic, or perhaps the pernicious influence of the power that reached the crew, riled up the unlettered rabble, driving them into a frenzy. For some tragic reason, they decided the Omnissiah's adepts were to blame and slaughtered everyone they could reach. Devoid of help and protection, the maintenance bay crew suffered tremendous loss. Oh no. Thanks to the efforts of senior officers, we did manage to get the situation under control. The losses on the decks are minimal, and the number of casualties does not exceed 2,000 souls. Oh, that's a lot of souls. One final thing. Numerous cogitators and deck control terminals were damaged. The repairs will take a while, and some of the vessel's systems will be offline until they've been completed. All right. Kiava Gamma went silent after transmitting the harmful signal. I will refrain from sending inquiries to the industrial world to avoid a second attack. I'm afraid we have exhausted our options for remote analysis. More information can only be obtained by closing the distance or even sending an away party to the planet's surface. Oh. Heinrichs chimes in. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. The time has come to remind you about our agreement, Anya. I must be present in your entourage during your expedition. Oh, yes, well, you've been in my party all along, sir. There's no reason why I wouldn't take you for this. The crew is awaiting further instructions, Lord Captain. Well, as we can see, there's unknown ships there, and it's very unfriendly. We have to make planetfall, so we're going to have to deal with that. But before we do that, let's check these other planets out. And I'm going to look at my ship, see if there's anything I can do. Okay, there isn't anything on that. Not surprised. Let's scan this one. Alright, there is something here. Let's take a look. This dwarf planet is marked on the Von Valencius Protectorate charts as Adel, and serves as a backup source of water for the habitable worlds of neighboring systems. Due to the abundance of bacteria proliferating in the Adel hydrosphere, the extraction of ice was stopped half a century ago. But much to your officer's surprise, the augurs detected an unidentified mining rig deep underground. Presumably, the evacuation is aimed at extracting clay minerals near the planet's core, enriched with iron and other minerals. There is a Vox station there? Let's try that. We succeeded. The extractium turns out to be Incendia Chorda's latest investment, whose demesne is located just within a few jumps from the Cranach System. While this world is of little value to Von Valencius, your officers see this gesture as an attempt to test the boundaries of the newly minted rope trader's leniency. I agree. We can't allow this. It is unacceptable. We're not going to allow Incendia Chorda to feed on the crumbs. We're not going to destroy... Well, we could destroy it, but that would be really bad. Behead everyone on the mining rig? No, we're not doing that. We are going to go ahead and confiscate this extractium. See what happens. The frightened workers and the token security crew do not even attempt to resist the superior forces. The machines are delivered to the flagship's cargo hold, and shortly after, the officers plant the Von Valencius banner on the spot where the extractium used to be. There we go. So now we're done with that. Can't really do much else with that. I'm sure we are going to be hearing from Chorda. All right, before we come over here, we are damaged. I would like to repair. So we've got that handled. I would like to look at everything here and see. Now, we can upgrade our RAM. We also can upgrade our hull. That would increase our integrity. I think we're going to do that, because this might be tough. Alright. So, hopefully, that will do us good. Let's see if we can... We're probably not going to be able to land. I'm going to save. Here we go. Oh, look at this. Okay, do we have any safe spaces? What is this? Maneuver evasion plus 30. Speed -3 to the rogue trader's flagship only. If we get into dire straits, what is this one? Whenever vessels entered this, they're fully restored. Oh, there's a chance of internal fire. Alright, let's just begin. Go ahead and start with our torpedoes. Bring our ship right there. This one is on our side. Let's bring the torpedoes over here. And explode. Alright, they're almost gone. Okay, we're gonna have to come around this side. Let's go ahead and end our turn. We have no more movement. These are going to be a problem. I have to take them out. Also, though, in the meantime, I wonder... Okay, we'll pull them out. And we're going to see if we can't remove this. At least some of that, anyway. Can we turn these? Awesome. Okay, now he's not going to be able to get me. Now, we can ram.
We need to restart the void shields.
Okay. We shall do that. We got rid of that guy, though. Let's see. This is going to be an issue. I don't know if they're going to be able to get me from there. Let's go ahead and reinforce this side, which doesn't really have any shields. Alright, we're going to try to... Let's see what happens. They're all going to be inside this cloud, which gives them extra defense. My torpedoes get to go. I think they'll be able to go here. And then explode. I think I want to get rid of the ship, actually. I don't know if that'll explode the torpedoes. No, it did not. Okay. Let's come around. Here. Get a little extra range. Oh, no line of sight. Okay. There isn't anything there we can do. Now we can hopefully get rid of him with this. Nice. Because this strafing's gonna move me down here. Boy, that's coming straight for me. Holy moly. Alright. Okay, he's going in there. I probably ought to do that as well. But I can turn it. Next, this one's going to explode soon. I don't know if it's going to be able to get me. Oh! I didn't see them. That's bad. Very bad. Alright, so he's gone. Just gonna put down their damage that they can do to me. That's about it. Ah! Yeah, that hurt. That hurt majorly. That one's gonna explode. That one's not. Okay, here comes the frigate. Okay. We have nothing in line of sight for this torpedo. So we're gonna put him over here. Let's see. Let's come over here. It? No. I guess we gotta get rid of these things. I don't think a shield pulse is gonna do anything. Gives control to the nearest torpedo. Awesome. Okay, now you can explode. Guess I didn't do too much. Alright, let's see what happens.
A barbaric display. I am surprised we survived.
Yes, but we did. What did we get? All right, we did it, everybody. That was something. Let's, we're gonna be down on our, scrap. But this we got. So the old one gives us 90 hit chance, 5 critical. This new one gives us 80 with 15 hit chance. I kind of like that. Even though it's a lower hit chance, the critical hit chance goes up. So we're going to try that. We'll keep this old one in case that don't work out too well. And we have leveled up our ship. So we get to choose another ability. We've already got this one and this one. We get 3 torpedo salvos instead of 1 if we pick this. I kind of like that. At the end of each turn, our shields restore up to 50%. we make 7 attacks, each of which targets a random enemy within 8 cells. Once per round. Warp wave or shallow jump. Our speed is increased. Nah. Flagship auger scan for favorable positions. Nah. Reloads our cannons. Allows both abilities of one post to be used in one turn. Alright, I think it's between this Empyrean Storm and All Hands on Deck. 7 attacks, but does only 8 to 14 warp damage. You know what? I'm going to try that, because that's something different. So we're going to take that, and then we also get another one. Oh, well then we're going to take this one. So we got both of those that I wanted. And I think we're going to leave the episode here, everybody. Next time we're going to go ahead and see if we can't go down to the planet on Kiava Gamma. So, hope you will join me. It's going to be exciting, I think. Take care, everybody. Please like and subscribe. Bye-bye now.